Welcome back to Sales Insights with Sarah. This is the podcast for sales professionals and business leaders looking to implement new strategies and drive sales growth in their organisations. I'm your host, Sarah Downs, and my guests and I will be sharing with you some of our own experiences in business and sales insights to help you gain focus and take action. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Sales Insights with Sarah podcast. So today I want to talk about motivation. How do we identify how our salespeople, our sales managers are motivated? What are the different types of motivation? And why should we care about them in sales? So we always say that, we want a high performing sales team. But performance does not just come down to strategy, process, technology, culture. Motivation is a key part of that in sales. So there's really three types of motivation: intrinsic, extrinsic, and altruistic. I'm just going to go through each of those really quickly for anyone that doesn't understand the difference. So extrinsically motivated is something that a lot of people assume all salespeople are. Extrinsics tend to be motivated by money, rewards, holidays, more material things. And they're more effective in often shorter sales cycles and also when they're heavily commissioned. Now, we see extrinsic motivation a lot in certain sectors like retail, automotive, but it certainly doesn't work as well when you have a real long sales cycle and complex selling environment. It doesn't mean that extrinsics will not perform in that environment. It just means that the way we motivate has to change. So that's extrinsic motivation. Then let's talk about intrinsic motivation. So intrinsics tend to be motivated by things like fulfillment, satisfaction, recognition. They want to enjoy what they do. If they're in sales, they'll love to sell. They'll want to be the best that they possibly can be. And even when, things are tough, they're wanting to understand, how they've been part of this more maybe complex sales cycle. They're often much more consistent, and therefore the longer sales cycles can work really well for intrinsically motivated salespeople. So I know a lot of my audience listening will be in large corporate sector with long sales cycles. And this is something that if you have an intrinsically motivated individual in your sales team, that they're going to do well with, these 12, 18, 24-month sales cycles a bit more than an extrinsic salesperson would, for example. The other type of motivation is altruism. So altruistic salespeople. Now, this is the one that I see the least. And altruistic salespeople are motivated to serve others at cost to themselves. Now, these salespeople are going to put the customer ahead of the company's needs and requirements, which can cause quite a lot of issues and problems in sales. They may be more likely to overpromise, and then the company's needing to underdeliver, which could have a knock-on impact into reputational damage, etc. So it's good for us to know if someone in the sales team is intrinsically motivated. But the most I see is definitely, altruistically motivated. But I do see intrinsic more than anything else in the work I've done. And that's been quite a mindset shift for a lot of the sales leaders and business leaders I've worked with, that have made an assumption that their team are extrinsic and they're actually mostly intrinsic a lot of the time. So when we then look at, how do we package up, the salary, commission, bonus, etc. for a salesperson? In the recruitment process, it's really great to be able to identify whether they're extrinsic, intrinsic, or altruistic before doing that. And also, if it's your existing team, having a real clear understanding of their motivations is going to help you as the sales leader role to really keep these individuals, motivated and therefore performing and, wanting to meet that full potential. So motivation is something that I don't believe is spoken about enough. And when it is spoken about in sales, it's often got a $ or a pound sign in front of it. But as I just said, many salespeople are not extrinsically motivated, and therefore those figures and, the ability to make money so that they can get the nice car, the nice holidays or the vacation is not going to work quite so well. So hopefully that helps. If anyone has any questions on motivation or is interested in finding out how their teams individuals are motivated, please do let me know. I'd be happy to help. But it is something that I would say to start talking about, start thinking about as a sales leader, because it is really going to help you by driving the performance in your sales team. Okay, that's it for me today. Take care, everyone. Thank you for listening to the Sales Insights with Sarah podcast. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already, so that you are notified of every new episode. If you could take a few minutes to leave a review, it would be greatly appreciated. See you next time.